Hi. So I'm having a little bit of a go at vlogging type content. So that's what this is probably going to be. One of the things I want to do in February is a kind of epic finish it February where normally finish it February is like a crochet and knitting thing where you finish like your UFOs, your unfinished objects. But I'm thinking I could also try and finish books that I've started and want to go back to, but I haven't had a chance to go back to yet. So see how many I can do in 1 month. So that means I have a lot of things to do. But yeah, I think it could be really fun. And it'll feel like really productive for me if I can get a bunch of crochet stuff that's like almost done, finished off, and then also like a bunch of books that are like, because I've got so many books that are like half read already, and I'm like, oh, I'll go back to it. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pick up the books and like read like say 50 to 100 pages, and if I'm like, I don't want to finish this, then I'm just gonna DNF it and that'll be it. And then I'll get rid of it as well because I don't need books sitting on my shelf that I'm never gonna read. But if I do like it, then I'll finish it and that'll be good. So yeah, that's the plan. But I'm also wanting to like redo our top floor a little bit. So we live in like a skinny house, so it has 3 floors instead of like the usual 2, I guess. So the top floor is just all one area. It's just one big room. So sorry if you can hear the wind. It's kind of, oh my god. There's a small chance I'll need to refilm this potentially because it's very noisy on the top floor. Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, I also want to redo the top floor a bit. So we currently have it set up where like my partner has one half of the room and I have one half of the room, but we don't currently have like a guest bedroom in the house because we use the other bedroom for our office because we both like work from home at least part of the week. So if we're gonna get a guest bed, it needs to go up here, which means I need to declutter a lot of my stuff, finish off a lot of projects so that I can get rid of them if I'm not keeping them for myself and like make space. And then yeah, once that's done, I'll be able to like get rid of some furniture, get a bed in and just make it look a whole lot nicer, and it means that we can have friends stay over without having them sleep on an inflatable mattress, which is always good when you're 28. So yeah, that's my plan, and I'll show you a little bit of the room and kind of what I'm talking about. So do you hear that rain? Like, I know it's amplified because I'm on the top floor and it's like diagonal, like you can see the windows there, but like Jesus, yeah, I'll show you the room. So this is what we're currently working with. Oh, let's do a little Amber shot first. Hello, hi Amber. Hi. Yeah, this is that is bedding that needs to put away, plus a lot of leftover Christmas decorations that I have not put away yet. This is a lot of yarn and random junk, more yarn, unfinished projects, more unfinished projects. Some of it's just rubbish, some is cat toys. I've mostly cleared my desk. I was doing like a little bit of finishing stuff off earlier. Also, if you can hear the wind and the rain, there's currently an amber warning for wind in Glasgow tonight, so yeah, that's why. But yeah, so plan with this is I want to get rid of this desk and that chair, and we're getting rid of this as well, and probably this too. Maybe I'll keep the ball, I don't know. But basically clear all this extra furniture, get a new cat tree, which will probably go like over here more on like Tom's side, and then what I want to do is get one of the IKEA futons and like put it like there, so that it can come out as a bed, and it'll come out to like maybe around here-ish. So there'll still be space for me to get in. It's like my little gaming area currently, but there'll be an actual guest bed, so that will be a lot better. And yeah, also while I'm here, I will show you, these are all my books I haven't read yet. These are the books I have read. You can see that the numbers are, you know, a little bit more skewed to this way, which is what I'm trying to work on as well. So yeah. So here's some of the stuff that I've finished so far. So I'm currently trying to use up odds and ends of yarn to make some adult sized scarves for Refugee in Glasgow. They're like a refugee charity, and they make up starter kits for people arriving in Glasgow as refugees and asylum seekers. And I emailed them and asked like what are they short on generally, if it's like knitwear or crochet stuff, because I was kind of happy to make whatever, and they said usually they're good for like children's winter stuff, but adult winter stuff, particularly adult sized scarves, they don't really get enough of. So I decided, like, if I've got a ball of yarn, I can make an adult sized cowl or infinity scarf pretty easily from that. So that's what I'm doing with, if I've got like about like one ball or one skein left. So yeah, I've got this nice kind of khaki one that is, it's literally like just half double crochet, and then like it's seamed up the back. I've then got this grey one, which is the same kind of deal, except it's one you can like wrap around yourself twice, like that kind of thing. Oh, I'm out of breath, I just ran up the stairs. So yeah, this is another, just like an adult infinity scarf. I think I did half double crochet on this as well. It's just my favourite stitch, like, always looks so nice. And then I'm also in the middle of making this one, which is like this nice star pattern. I don't know if you can see that well. Yeah, there you go. Like the stars. Oh my god. Ah! I'm actually scared the house is gonna fall down. Bear with me, folks. This is really cute. I'm using two colours. You can tell that this has been on my floor and the cats have been playing with it. But I mean, it's fine. It's like scrap yarn. So yeah, that should be cute too. It's gonna be like I'm gonna see how long it is, and if it ends up like 5 or 6 feet, then I'll just leave it as like a normal scarf. But if it's any shorter than that, I'll probably attach the ends so it can be like an infinity scarf, because yeah, if it's like 4 feet, then going like 2 feet across like that, it'll be like about the same size as this one. So just depends how long it is, but that's what's good about these things, is like you can just keep working until you've got no yarn left, and then you can decide whether it's long enough or not. Oh my god. If I don't post this, the wind got me. So that's all I have in terms of stuff for Refugee so far. But I also am in the middle of several other projects, one of which comes from 2022, and that is my temperature blanket, which I made in these like really nice muted colours. Hold on, I'll show you. Like super pretty. So this is like where I got up to, which is maybe like June. And then the darker kind of cooler colours, like the darker greys, is like the beginning. That was like January. We had like a really weird week here, or a couple of days right in the new year, that was like 13 degrees, and then everything else was cold until literally like April or May. But yeah, I would like to finish this eventually, because I still have a lot of yarn to use up for it, so I don't know if I'll get that one done in February, but it is so pretty. Like, I'd never done moss stitch before, and moss stitch is one of these ones where it's like it feels quite tedious to do, but once you do it, it's so gorgeous. Like, look how nice that turns out. And it works so well with the different colours too, because even if you have like only one row, like say here, it just like, the way the pattern works is so pretty. So I do really like it, and it's super soft and comfortable, and like it drapes really nicely too because it's quite small stitches. So I do really want to finish it off. I don't know if I'll get to it in February, because it's probably going to take another couple of months to get everything on it done. So next I have this like sweater vest that I started making. So I've done a whole back, but I got to the point where I was like, I kind of don't like it. Like, I don't think I would wear this, like the colours anymore. So I think what I'll do, which is something I did, so I did this as well with I made a hexagon cardigan, and I found the colours were just too bright for me personally. So what I did was I just sold it on Vinted for like quite cheap, and it got sold straight away, so that means it's at my house, I get a little bit of money back for it, someone else gets to enjoy it, and yeah, because crochet is so popular just now, like, I may as well. So yeah, I've done this much of the front. Only problem is I only have one ball left, and I used a whole ball for the front pretty much, so, for the back I mean. So obviously the front will be a little bit less because you do more shaping for like the front of a sweater vest compared to the back, but I don't know if I'm gonna have any to like do. I want to do like a sort of ribbed edging on it, like for the collar and maybe the sleeves and the like the bottom as well, like the arm openings, not the sleeves. There is no sleeves, so I might need to try and find yarn in my stash that that will go with this, but that's kind of tricky because, as you can see, it has like orange, green, purple, pink, yellow, a bunch of different colours in it, so that could be like a little bit tricky. This is one of these yarns where it looks so nice when it's balled up, but then you start crocheting with it and you're like, this is not what I expected, because actually the colour changes are so short in it, and if you can see, they're literally like an inch long is one colour, and then like it just changes so quick, that you just get this sort of almost like mossy bobbled effect, which I'm not as keen on. Like, it's almost like every stitch is a different colour. But shout out to the rain for being a free ASMR for everybody. What is the line though between like a thunderstorm that sounds pretty and a thunderstorm that sounds like it's gonna kill you? Because I think we might be crossing it. But yeah, we'll just keep talking about crochet and hope that I don't die. So yeah, there's just one. So I'm gonna have to try and find, I was thinking maybe like a brown. So some colour options I have is like, I could do like a dark red. I'm not sure if I like that. I also have this yellow. The yellow kind of picks up, but I think the orange is too bright. I do think it needs to be like quite a deep toned colour, like maybe this sort of, it's like a kind of like mustard ochre yellow. I think that kind of goes. I could get like a more, maybe like a burnt orange would be quite nice. That might work as well actually. Maybe I could mix these to, no, I think that looks weird. Yeah, I'm thinking either I go for like more muted like this, or I go like a little bit crazy and do yellow. Yeah, maybe the yellow. Let me know what you think in the comments, because I'm really not sure. What would you buy? Because I'm not gonna wear it myself. I'm gonna sell it. So yeah, let me know what you think would go nice. So this is another project that I have on the go. It basically just needs sewn up, like, but the sewing takes forever because it's granny squares. So I didn't actually make these squares. I got like a really big collection of yarn and some pre-made granny squares from somebody on a bartering page, and yeah, I was like, slay, that sounds amazing. So what I'm doing with the granny squares is I'm just kind of laying them out in a semi-aesthetic colour combination. I've done about half of a blanket so far, hold on, I'll see if I can like actually show you the size of this, because it's sort of, yeah, like I've done about like half a blanket so far, so I'm gonna keep extending like that way. And I've basically got like a lot of these already. Like I'm basically making a row of squares like this, and then I'm just sewing it. Well, I'm crocheting it, I'm slip stitching it on. So yeah, that theoretically should only take a couple of hours to do. But it's just one of those tedious ones I keep putting off. But yeah, I'll probably sell that as well when it's done, or maybe I'll keep it for my new futon. That would be quite cute. Yeah. Well, then again, I'm hopefully gonna have my temperature blanket too, which is nicer. Yeah, I'll think about it once it's done. Yeah, I might put like a border on this or something. I have so much excess white acrylic yarn, and I think a white border on this would look really cute. It would just tie it all together. So I might do that. But yeah, that's another one. Yet another blanket that I have started and not finished. This is, I can't remember the person's name. They're a YouTuber, a crochet YouTuber. I'll put their tag up on the page, like on the video. But I started their 2023 crochet along, and you basically make 12 big squares of a blanket. And you do different stitch each time. So she said like 2 colours would be nice. So I've just done like red and grey. Her page is kind of like goth crochet stuff, like kind of alt crochet. So I thought I'll do like alt colours, because I want to relive my emo days. So this first one was a spider stitch, which I actually really liked. It's a really dense stitch, so it took quite a while to do. I think that's why I've taken so long to do this. And then this was a herringbone half double crochet. You can see like it's like normal half double crochet, and then like but it's kind of like slanted, so it kind of goes like zoop, instead of straight up and down. So that's pretty as well. As you can see, I only made 2 out of 12 squares. But to be honest, I don't think I have enough yarn. Like I think I probably only bought enough for about 6 months worth of squares. So maybe I'll just make the first 6 and have it as like a throw, rather than like a full body blanket, which is what it originally was going to be. Because it's already like, I think this is like 3 feet across, honestly. Yeah, it's pretty big. So 3 feet by 6 feet. Yeah, that's like a really decent. No, it would be. How does maths work? 3 feet by 4.5 it would be if I did 6 squares and put them like in a rectangle. So yeah, that's like a really good throw size. So maybe I'll just try and do that. But again, this is one where I'm not super hopeful about getting it done in February, because it's a lot of actual work to do. It's not just sewing up. So I might try and get more small projects done rather than one big one. But yeah, I'm definitely keen to try and get this done, because I really like the colours together. I think it looks super cool. So here is another. Please don't shame me for the number of unfinished projects I have. I just get really easily bored. I'm so sorry to everyone for this, because this is probably a pain to watch too. But next, I have this hat that I started making. It's the Leith hat. This is knit, not crochet. By I'm so sorry, I can't remember her name. It's the person that makes the muscle bra hats, but the Leith hat is meant to be an easier, like beginner-friendly version of it. And I'm very much like beginner knitting, trying to be intermediate, but like not quite there yet. So I've gotten to the stage where I have flipped the work round. So I originally did this all knit stitch, as you can see. And then I've flipped it in a magical way, and now this is knit stitch, and you've got the purl on the back. The one issue with this is I basically, at one point I freaked out and thought that I had dropped some stitches. Here we go, yeah. I don't know if you can see that hole. But yeah, I freaked out and thought I'd dropped some stitches, when I actually hadn't. It was just what normal knitting looks like. And so I tried to pick them up, but then I obviously picked up stitches that I hadn't dropped, so I've made these big holes. So that's kind of really annoying. But also, this is like the brim, so like I should be able to cover it, like it should be like this. So I don't think it's going to be a big issue based on where it is. But yeah, basically when it happened I got really annoyed and I stopped. Because I was like, it's been so perfect, like look how nice this was going, like it's actually like beautiful knit fabric. I was really raging with myself. But yeah, I do want to get this finished because it's really cute. And I'll be so proud if I actually manage to knit an entire hat. That would be really nice. So yeah, hopefully I can finish that in February too. So this is one of these ones that I made, and like I just don't really know what to do with it now. It's mosaic crochet and it turned out gorgeous, but like what do you do with something that's like this size? Like the thing with mosaic crochet as well is like you cut every single end. Like every row is a separate piece of yarn, so you can't rip it out and reuse the yarn for anything. So I feel like it's just gonna have to like, I mean maybe I could like block it and then like put it in a frame or like on a sort of like a, what's it called, like a rod, and hang it like a kind of sort of tapestry decoration. But yeah, it's one where like it's basically done. I might need to add a border to like get rid of these ends. But then again, doing a border on these is really annoying. So I'm like, should I just like leave it? Like the rustic, I could just like trim them so they're similar size and just like let them hang like that. Does it look really awful? I don't know. Yeah, any ideas for that, please let me know, because I don't know what to do with it. It's made of cotton, so it's like it's really like heavy, it's drapey, so I think it would hang on the wall quite nicely. Yeah, I think my original plan was to do it as like a table runner for Christmas, but I rapidly ran out of yarn because I totally underestimated how much you would need for an entire table runner. So yeah, I have this much. But it's nice, like I really like it. So yeah, maybe I could hang it up and it could be like a cute little, it's like a sort of, it gives me like cabin, like cottagecore vibes, you know, like lumberjack decorations, like, yeah. It looks great on camera. Like it's a lot more wonky than it appears in real life. So yeah, maybe I'll block it and put a rod on it or something. See how it goes. This one I was basically just trying to learn how to do corner to corner crochet. Oh, don't get mixed up, hat. So I'm probably just gonna rip that out and use it as scrap yarn. Like I was making a ghost, but then again, I totally underestimated how much of this sage green I would need. And there's definitely not enough to finish it. So, cause this isn't even the whole width of the ghost, this is only like 2/3 of the ghost. So it's gonna be like, you know, like 2 feet across potentially. That's never gonna get done. So that just needs ripped out. Maybe I'll do that tonight. Oh, this is some of my like really old stuff. Aw, this is like baby Kirsty crochet. This was a Binding of Isaac mosaic crochet that I made up. It turned out really cute actually. I think it's kind of adorable. Oh, it turned out a little bit tall. It's kind of skinny looking. And then I also have like a bunch of other random granny squares that I liked the look of. So I have this little love heart. I've got a little kind of sunflower thing. This was a nice one. This is like a sort of summer flower pattern. I got this other mosaic one. I got this other mosaic one. A little daisy. I think I basically just wanted to try as many as I could. Little star. This is another little daisy, I think. I don't really like that one very much. This was my first mosaic piece, and I did like a double border as well, so all the ends are kind of sewn up in there, which means it's crazy thick. Like, can you see how chunky that edge is? And I also did a little pokeball. Look how cute that is. So again, these are like some of them I like them, some of them I'm not that bothered. Oh, does anyone else who like knits and crochets, you ever do like scrap stuff like this? And it's the kind of thing where because you've changed colours, you can't unwind it and use it as scrap yarn, like it's such small pieces. But you don't want to throw them out either, because it's like, it's memorable, and also they're cute. Like, look how nice this little Pokeball is, that's adorable. So any ideas of like how to actually use these would be appreciated, because I have like, yeah, just a random, like this isn't enough for a blanket either, it's just like a random collection. And I don't know how to make them into something cute. Give me some tough love in the comments if I need to just throw them away, because I'm open to hearing that too. I think I just need permission from somebody that's not me to do so. Okay, I think I might actually rip this one back, because this was like a... Bear with me while I try and show you what I was thinking here. Ooh, oh god, I'm all wrapped up in other yarn. Do not let your yarn get like this, people. It's not fun. So, this is basically like meant to be a top. It's like... I don't think you can even tell. So the idea is that like here and here you would have straps, and then this is like gonna be like a crop top, but like I obviously need more yarn because you can't wear that out. Like that's not gonna cover your nipples, never mind anything else. So this is one where I think I might just rip it back, because luckily this is like it's like an ombre yarn. It's not like and like this is all I have left. I mean, come on, what did I think I was doing? So yeah, I might just rip that back and roll it back up again, and I can use it for something else. Oh, do you know what? Maybe that would go with this top. What do you reckon? You could do like a kind of ombre. I don't know. It's one of these ones where it doesn't change colour for quite a while, so maybe... we'll see. This one's going out. This was like just an experiment, basically. I started making a shawl for my mum. It's really beautiful. It's called the virus shawl. It's called that because you start off with just like one. You start off with this one. Oh, sorry, I'm not in camera. You start off with this one like circle here, and then it spreads outwards into like a whole huge triangle shawl. And this got like quite big, but I basically got to the point where I was like, making this with just mohair is silly and is going to take forever. And it was starting to really annoy me. So what I did was I got some lilac acrylic and I held it together with mohair and made the shawl that way. It was way faster, way easier. Yeah, and I don't think I'm going to use this mohair for anything else. So I think that is probably just going to go in the bin, sadly. But it was fun. This is another one that's going to get ripped back. I started like it's like a sort of round bottomed tote bag kind of thing with like mesh edges. So, you know, you have the round bottom and then it comes up. But again, massively underestimated how much yarn I would need for this. Like, I mean, how am I going to finish it with that? So I'll probably just put that back and make something smaller with it. Because I actually already have a mesh bag. It doesn't have like a solid bottom, but I made a mesh one already, so I don't need another one. So yeah, that's getting right back too. And I'm pretty sure there are more unfinished projects over in my cupboards over there. Half of those pink ones are just crochet. But I don't want to look right now, so I think I might just get started on one of these projects and see if I can get one finished. I know it's like it's still like 10 days until February, but I feel like based on how much I have, the sooner I start the better, so yeah.
A few moments later.
Turns out this one in my what I thought was genius at the time but is now silliness. I used both ends of this yarn as like an easy way to do bobbins. But then that means that everything is like tied in together and I can't get it out without cutting it. So don't be like me. Yeah, this is probably just gonna go in the bin and then I'll rewind this bit of yarn for scrap. Oh well. Hi. Hi. So I said I was gonna do like finish it February, which is normally for crafts where you finish like your crafts, but I'm gonna do it for books that I'm like maybe a third, halfway, 2/3 through, and I've been like meaning to finish, but I just kind of got a bit bored with them, but didn't really properly DNF them. So I still like kind of want to give them another go before properly DNFing. Plan is to read like minimum 50 pages from where I stopped. And if I can't remember what's going on like at all, I'll probably just put it back on my shelf as a like to be read, to just be restarted all over again. And if I do that, I'll probably read the first 50 pages again to see if I actually like it enough to keep, or if I'm just gonna get rid. So let me take you over to my shelf, my TBR shelf, and we will pick out the ones that I have read a decent chunk of that I want to include in this challenge. Okay, so here are my TBR shelves. They're significantly larger than my red shelf. So let's just start up here. Sorry about the shadows. So I've not read this. This is one that I've read about half of. I was really enjoying it actually, but I think I just got like out of the mood for sci-fi, so that's going on the pile. Pop that down there. I've not started that. I read a tiny bit of that, but it's not enough to count in this. I have restarted this like 2 times because I keep forgetting what's going on and I do want to finish it, so let's put that in there and it'll be the last chance for it. I have not started that, I've not started that, not started that, not started those. This one I have nearly finished and I think I've still got the place marked, so put that in there. I'm pretty bad for it with non-fiction in particular, to be honest. This one, again, I've read about half of and it was really weird and I don't know if I want to finish it, so we'll read 50 pages and we'll see how we get on. Not started, not started, not started, not started. Okay, next shelf. This one was a book club one I got bored of. I was kind of enjoying it, but I think it was one of these things where I lost my bookmark and then I forgot what page I was on and I just got angry and stopped. So I'll try and find the space so that I can read that. And then what else have we got? I've not started any of these. Oh, this one. Yeah, this one was giving me like bad climate anxiety, so I'm gonna try again with 50 pages, and if I feel just as terrible then I probably won't finish it, but it was good. It was just like I was hating climate change a lot when I was reading it and it was scary. I've not started any of those. Next shelf. Oh, Animal Farm. This should be an easy one. I read about half of that and then never finished it, but like, look at the size of it. Why did I not finish it? That's my space. So at least that'll be an easy win. I've not started any of these. I did start The Great Gatsby, but only like 1 or 2 chapters, so I'm not going to count that. Nope. Not started these. These are getting onto like my new books now. I haven't started this one. I'm not going to count that because I only read like this much. And that's not really, to me, that's not the goal of this challenge. It's the ones that like are like a good chunk finished already. So, but I do need to remember to go back to that. And then these ones, I don't think I've started any on this shelf. Let's have a look. No, I haven't. Fab. Okay. Isn't this cute? Look at this little guy. I just realised I missed one. This one I picked up for a Book Riot challenge. It was like read an award-winning book from the year you were born, so there weren't very many good options. And it was okay, but yeah, I've read this much, so we'll do 50 pages and we'll see how it goes. Okay, so here's the stack. why did I do this? Like, I'm sure other people do too, but they never talk about it. So let me just talk through quickly what these are. So the Stone Diaries by Carol Shields, as I said, I've read a decent chunk, like 40% I would say of this. It's like a generational story about like a mining town. It's kind of historical, so I think I wasn't really in the mood when I picked it up. But it was interesting, and I have like thought about it a couple of times. So I'm gonna read another 50 pages, and if it's rubbish, it's rubbish. That's fine. Next is Animal Farm. My partner got me this. Yeah, it's ridiculous that I haven't finished this, considering how short it is, but it's just one of those ones that I forgot I was in the middle of. I've got The Ministry for the Future by Kim Stanley Robinson. Yeah, as I said in the vlog part, this was giving me like mega climate anxiety. Like the first chapter in this is absolutely horrifying. It's fictional, but like, you know, it's probably gonna happen, which just was stressing me out so much. So I will try another 50 pages, and if I still don't like it, then I'll put it down. Bernardine Evaristo, Mr. Loverman. I was kind of struggling to like the characters, because they are very morally grey, and I feel like I need at least one person to really root for in a story, but I'm hoping that if I do a little bit more, I will like it, because everyone at book club really liked it, so yeah. The Bees by Laline Paul. This is weird. This is literally, like, this isn't a metaphor, it's literally about a beehive, and like the bees are telling the story, and it's all about how the hive works, and like how there's like soldiers that go out and patrol, and like cleaners that like are like the lower caste of society and stuff. It's like very like interesting. Yeah, like the back says accept, obey, serve, so it's kind of like using it as like a sort of example of like almost like a militaristic society. But like the fact I started this maybe 10 years ago and I still remember that, so I should just finish it. Post-Capitalism, A Guide to Our Future by Paul Mason. This one started to get very math heavy, but I am now in a place where I know more math than I did when I first read it, so I'm hopeful that I'll be able to finish that too, and also potentially like have a more critical view of it, because I know more about economics now than I did when I started it, so yeah, that should be cool. The Long War by Terry Pratchett and Stephen Baxter. So this one, I've read the first one, loved it. I've started the second one a couple of times and just like not really gotten into it. So I am going to give it one last try to see if I want to finish like the actual series, because there's more books after this. And if I don't want to, then that's fine. And finally, 84K by Claire North. It is by Claire North, right? Yeah, I love one of her other books. I think it's the first 17 Lives of Harry something. I'll put it up on the screen. Yeah, this is like a pseudonym, but she writes like cool sci-fi stuff. I was enjoying this. I think it was just a little bit depressing at the time for me, because it's like it's like dystopian Britain where crimes are measured financially, and you basically, like, if you do a crime you just have to pay a certain amount of money. So like murder costs a certain amount of money, so if you're rich you get away with it. If you're poor you have to go and work it off in like what's basically like slave conditions. So I think it just hit me a bit too hard and I was a bit sad. But yeah, this one is probably the one I've read least of. I've read about 100 pages. So we'll see if it grabs me or not. I might not get it totally finished, but yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 books to attempt to finish in February. Hello, Amber. What you doing? Hi. You're so handsome. Okay, I'm starting with Animal Farm, hoping to finish this tonight. It's currently 25 to 10. I usually go to bed at like 11, so I only have I'm on page 39 and it goes to like just over 100 including an appendix, so fingers crossed I can get this one ticked off, and it's the 1st of February, so that would be a really good start to the challenge. Stars. I finished it. An easy start to the challenge. Really liked it. I'm not sure what I'm gonna go with next. Maybe I'll do the bees because it's one of the oldest ones and I think I'll be able to decide quite quickly whether I want to read it or not. So I think the bees by Lally and Paul will probably be the next one. It's now the 3rd of February. I've been working on my thesis all day, so I haven't had a chance to read. But it's nearly finished, so I'll be able to read a lot more soon, which is good. I did read about 50 pages of the bees last night, and reminded myself what was going on in the story. And I think it's interesting enough that I'm gonna finish it off. I've got it's like 350 pages, so I've got like 135-ish to go, which isn't that bad. That'll take maybe like 2 nights. Yeah, it's one of those ones where, like, at the moment I'm feeling like it's gonna be a 3-star. Partly because I think I've predicted what's gonna happen, so if I'm correct, it'll probably be 3 stars because the writing's like good enough. The story is reasonably interesting, but I think it's kind of predictable. If it's not what I expect to happen at the end, then it could go either way. It could be better or it could be worse, or I guess it could just be 3 again. So yeah, I'll keep you updated and let you know. So, another update. It is now the 6th of February. I have done 1 row more of my crochet blanket, so we're making progress there. I haven't done much other crochet because I've been really busy and have just submitted my MPhil last night, which is so exciting. So basically I just have to wait now a few weeks to get feedback, and then I have to do corrections, and then it will be finished. So that'll be so nice. So it's really close to being done, and I'll finally have all my free time as just actually my free time to do what I want with. So that'll be good. In terms of books, I finished The Bees. I think it's saying like a 3.5 stars for me. I'm swithering between 3 and 3.5. Yeah, I'd said before in the previous clip that I thought I knew what was going to happen at the end, and it wasn't quite, but I was pretty much right. It kind of just felt like it was heading towards something quite obvious, but yeah, I had a look at the reviews and a lot of people seem to really like the way that it's used as like a sort of a cool way to look at like dystopian society and stuff, and I did enjoy those aspects. I just felt some of it was quite boring, so yeah, it was okay, but I finished it, so that's another one on my finished shelves, which is awesome. In terms of my Finish It February challenge, I have picked up 84K by Claire North now. So this one was one I'd only read like 100 pages of, but I'm most hopeful out of the ones I have remaining that I'll like this one. So I figured I'll go with that. And what is going on with my hair? Sorry. I figured I'll go with this, and hopefully it'll be another one that is going on a finished shelf rather than getting thrown out, so that's good. Yeah, I'd forgotten it's written kind of quite experimentally. Like there's some sections where let me find an example. Yeah, like some of these bits here, the way it's written is kind of almost more like poetry in some places, which I think is possibly what put me off before. But I'm hoping that I'll like it more now, because it has been a few years since I picked this up. So yeah, I've only read like, oh, I don't know, like maybe 10 pages last night or something. So yeah, nothing crazy, but it was, that might have been Sunday night actually. Today's Tuesday, so I don't think I did any reading yesterday because once I'd finished so my submission, I was just like, let's chill out. In terms of other books I'm currently reading, I'm reading Nightcrawling by Layla Motley. This author is 19, was 19 when she published this, and it's incredible so far. I'm reading this with my friends from work who we do like a mini book club each month, and yeah, we're all really enjoying it so far. It's about a young girl she's like 17, and she basically kind of falls into sex work and working like at night in that industry, and like the way it's written is just really, really cool, really beautiful. So but like beautiful in like a heartbreaking way. So yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. I think it's going to be rated very highly. I've also got Ancillary Mercy from the library, which is the third book in the, I don't know what the name of the series is actually, in the Imperial Raj series. So this is like hard sci-fi. The main character is the intelligence of a ship, like a spaceship, that has been forced into a single body of an entire crew that she used to command. And yeah, it's like, it's witty and like just fun, but also like really interesting, like political kind of stories. So yeah, I've been enjoying the series, and I'm on the last one. I've got loads of other books out from the library, but I don't know if I'm going to get to them this month because I'm obviously doing the Finish It February stuff, which is going to take priority because I'm trying to prioritise books I actually own. I can always go and get library books again if I want to. But then finally I am also reading the second Hyperion book on my Kindle, The Fall of Hyperion, by Dan Simmons. So this is like a really weird one. I think I talked about it in my wrap up for 2023. It's like based on an epic poem by John Keats, but it's like sci-fi, and it's not really based on it. It's kind of just vaguely related, like inspired by it, I guess, is the best way to put it. But it's like, this has won awards and stuff. I think it's one of these things where it's older sci-fi is always written in a way where there's like a lot of like stuff that just doesn't work anymore, like in terms of like sexism and like weird opinions of like other cultures and stuff. So it's like strange, but like the story is really compelling at the same time, so trying to like balance that in my head is difficult. But I like having at least one book on my Kindle, or like that I can read on my phone at any point, because then it means like if I don't have a book with me but I have time to read, I can read on my phone in the Kindle app, and then that means I've got something. So yeah, and then I'm also about to start Yellowface by R.F. Kuang, because that is our next book club pick for the book club that I run in the south side of Glasgow. So yeah, lots and lots of reading to do. So I think tonight I'm gonna do a little bit of editing for this video, and then I'll either do some more reading or I will play some video games. So yeah. If you're interested in terms of video games that I'm playing at the moment, I am at like sort of late game in my Stardew Valley playthrough, so I'm just trying to get the, what's it called, the golden clock, which is like the most expensive one of the most expensive things in the game. So it's like, at the moment I'm just trying to make loads and loads of cash. And then I'm also playing Turnip Boy Robs a Bank, which is the sequel to Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion. It's interesting because Turnip Boy Commits Tax Evasion was like a kind of comical RPG, like a sort of action adventure RPG. Turnip Boy Robs a Bank is like a roguelite, which is when you keep doing runs of the same thing. If you've seen like Hades, or like Binding of Isaac, I don't know if Binding of Isaac is a roguelite. Hades is a good example. If you've seen those kind of games, it's like you die over and over again, but you're fighting the same bosses or whatever. And you pick up items and you kind of level up on the way. So like each time you die, you get a bit stronger. And I don't normally play games like that at all, but this one is actually quite good. I'd say it's good if you haven't played a roguelite kind of game before and you're interested in maybe trying it. The good thing about it is, like, a lot of roguelites are kind of procedurally generated or like randomized in terms of the rooms you go into, so you don't know what you're getting into each time. But with this game, the rooms are the same every time, and the enemies and the bosses and stuff are in the same locations every time, so I'd say it's a good one, like an entry level, if you're interested in that, because it's definitely been, like, I'm really enjoying it, and I don't normally enjoy games where you have to, like, you know, do fast-paced shooting or stuff like that, but because it's the same each time and I can memorize and like I can, it's kind of like learning a dance routine or something, like it's, you learn the patterns and then do it. It's like, I'm quite enjoying it that way, so yeah. Anyway, so I've talked enough, so I'm gonna go and do some editing. See you later. So a little update, I've managed to get rid of my sofa bed that was up here. So that means I have loads more space to store things. So I'm going to do a little bit of organising, try and get some of this stuff off the floor and this desk, because I want to put this desk over there and get rid of that one. So yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of that now. my camera battery died. So it's like maybe 2 days later. I can't remember exactly when I was last filming. It's Saturday now. But yeah, I'll show you where I got to in terms of sorting stuff out. So I've now got my unfinished projects up here, where that sofa bed used to be, and then over here you can see the floor. So I've turned my desk around. I've just been sorting some stuff out here. So some of this is just to go in the bin. I put like my sewing machine on the shelves there with some other storage stuff. And we're getting there. So yeah. I'm gonna get my brother to come around and help me trim a bit off of that desk so that it can replace this one, because it'll fit in here if I trim a bit of the depth off. Then I'll have like a full width kind of thing. So yeah, that'll be good. That's where I'm at. So a bit of a roundup for you. It's now the 10th of February. I'm going to end the vlog here, just as a bit of an update. I've managed to finish 2 books that were on my Finish It February challenge, and I've gotten to another one so far, which I think I'm going to finish. I've done another line of this blanket, so I've got like, I think maybe 3 more lines to go. Hopefully it's only 3, because I hate sewing. Yeah, so not as much crochet done as I'd hoped in the first week, but we're getting through the books pretty well, so that's exciting. Yeah, hope you enjoyed the vlog. If you did, subscribe, and maybe like this video. Let me know if you want to see longer videos like this, because it's my first time doing it. Yeah, thanks for watching, and leave a little cat emoji in the comments if you got all the way to the end. Bye!